The frog sat on the bank of the river, quietly waiting for an insect to go by that it could snap up with its long, sticky tongue. The frog had been sitting there for quite a while, and was beginning to get bored when all of a sudden, it saw something strange floating in the water. It looked like a leaf at first, but then it started to move towards the shore. The frog watched intently as it got closer and closer until it was right in front of him. Then he saw what it really was. It was a scorpion. The scorpion was a large one too, with a stinger that looked like a dagger. And even though it was floating in the water, the frog could see that it was completely dry and not wet at all. The frog was confused because scorpions usually live in dry places like deserts and rocks, not in rivers. But before he could think about it too much, the scorpion crawled onto the bank and started walking away from him. The frog had never seen a scorpion up close before. It was curious about what it was doing. So he decided to follow it and see where it went. The frog hopped over some rocks and through some tall grass, always keeping a safe distance from the scorpion. He didn't want to get too close to that stinging. The scorpion walked for a while without looking back to see if the frog was still following him. And soon one came across a small opening. In the middle of the clearing was a pond, where the scorpion slowly started to crawl. The frog couldn't believe his eyes. He had never seen a scorpion swim before, and he watched in amazement as the scorpion glided through the water. The scorpion swam to a patch of land in the middle of the pond and climbed onto it. Then he turned around and looked at the frog. "Why are you following me?" The scorpion asked in a deep voice. The frog was startled by the scorpion's sudden question and jumped back a few feet. I'm sorry, he said. "I didn't mean to follow you. I've never seen a scorpion in the river before, and I was curious." The scorpion looked at the frog for a moment and let out a fierce sigh. "Very well," the said. "I can see that. You mean no harm. You may come closer." The frog cautiously approached the scorpion, still keeping a safe distance. "What's your name?" the frog asked. "My name is Scorpius," the scorpion replied. "And who might you be?" "My name is Ferdinand," the frog said, "but my friends call me Freddy." "Freddy," Scorpius repeated. "That's a funny name. Where are you from?" "I live in the river." "I've lived here my whole life." "Ah, so you're a native," Scorpius said. "And I assume you know everything about this river." "Well, I know pretty much everything there is to know about this river," Freddy said proudly. "I've been here for many years, and I've explored every inch of it." "Good," Scorpius said. "Then I have a question for you. Have you ever seen a fish jump out of the water and onto the bank?" I don't think so," Freddy said. "Why do you ask?" "Because I need to get out of this pond," Scorpius said. "And I need a fish to help me." "A fish?" Freddy said. "How can a fish help you?" "See? I can't climb out of this pond on my own," Scorpius explained. "I need a fish to jump out of the water and onto the bank, and then I can latch onto its back and use its body to climb out." "Oh," Freddy said. "So you're looking for a fish with a strong back?" "That's right," Scorpius said. "Do you know of any fish in this river that are strong enough to help me?" "Actually, there's a group of strong fish that hang out near that waterfall over there," Freddy said. "They're called the leaping fish. They're known for their powerful leaps out of the water." "Excellent," Scorpius said. "Then we shall go there and see if one of them will help me." As they were talking, Freddy noticed that Scorpius's tail was starting to curl. "Are you all right?" he asked. "I'm fine," Scorpius replied, his voice shaking. "I'm just a little tired." "Can we hurry up and get this over with?" "Of course," Freddy said. "Let's go find those leaping fish." Freddy led Scorpius to the waterfall, and they waited patiently for a fish to leap out of the water. Soon, a large fish jumped up and landed on the bank, not far from them. "Perfect!" Scorpius said. As the fish struggled to get back into the water, Scorpius lunged forward and latched onto its back. "Help me!" he shouted. "Take me off this land and put me back in the water!" The fish panicked and thrashed about, trying to get Scorpius off his back. Meanwhile, Freddy watched in amusement. He thought it was hilarious that a scorpion was riding a fish like a horse. Finally, the fish managed to shake off Scorpius and dive back into the water. Scorpius, who had fallen into the water with the fish, surfaced and swam to the bank, dripping wet. "Thank you," he said to the fish. I owe you one. The fish flicked its tail and disappeared into the water. Scorpius looked at Freddy and said, "Well, that was embarrassing. Do you think they'll remember what I did and help me out next time?" "Probably not," Freddy said with a smirk. "You're lucky that fish didn't eat you, Scorpion." "Indeed," Scorpius replied. "I suppose I underestimated the power of these leaping fish. Perhaps I should ask one of the smaller ones." "What are you talking about?" Freddy asked. "You could just ask one of the frogs to help you." "Frogs," Scorpius said with disgust. "I don't want to get anywhere near those slimy amphibians. Besides, they're not strong enough to help me." "Oh, you'd be surprised what frogs can do," Freddy said. Just then, one of Freddy's frog friends hopped up on a rock. "What did you say about frogs?" he asked. "I was just telling Freddy here how strong you frogs are," Scorpius said. "Strong enough to carry me out of this river. Perhaps." The frog looked at Scorpius and let out a loud croak. "Ha! You think you're so tough? Scorpion!" "Well, hop on my back and I'll show you what a frog can do." The frog bent down and Scorpius slowly climbed onto his back. "Hold on tight," the frog said. Then he jumped into the water and started swimming towards the other side of the river. Scorpius held on for dear life as the frog swam with all his might. They swam past trees and rocks, and soon they were on the other side of the river. The frog hopped out of the water and onto the bank, and Scorpius got off his back and onto the ground. "Thanks," he said sheepishly. You were right. Frogs are strong, aren't they?" "Of course we are," the frog said proudly. "We're athletes! You know, we can swim, jump, and climb better than anyone else." Yes, I'm sure you can," Scorpius said. "Well, thank you for your help, Froggy," he said with a fake smile. "It was no problem," the frog replied. "Hey, maybe you can help me climb up that tree over there. I've always wanted to see what it's like up there, but I can't seem to get very far." "Oh, I'd love to help you, but I'm in a bit of a rush," Scorpius said. "I gotta go hide now. That fish that I rode earlier, I think it told its friends what I did, and I'm afraid they won't be too happy about it. I'd better hide in my cave until things settle down." "Oh, okay," the frog said. "Well, see you later, Scorpion." "See you," Scorpius replied. And with that, the Scorpion scuttled away as fast as he could, disappearing into the bushes. The frog shook his head and chuckled to himself. He had never met a more peculiar creature than that Scorpion. Still, it had been fun to play host to such a distinguished guest, and he hoped that Scorpius would come back again soon.